What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, I'm going to explain why there is a high probability that Bitcoin will not break successfully beneath $29,000. There could be some spring points here, but overall, not breaking successfully this level. I'm going to explain it in today's episode and looking at this chart overall for the next coming days, which is going to give us that clear signal that Bitcoin will be coming back up to the $31,800 levels, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. Let's dive in here, guys. We want to focus on Bitcoin to see what could happen in the next coming days. Are we going to break down or are we going to hold this level? Well, this chart over here, which is the DXY, is going to help us to recognize if we are going to bottom out on Bitcoin in the short term. I want to let you know that the World Series of Trading has started. 857 teams. We are ranked 8 already. Of course, this is going to be very volatile in the next coming days, okay? But there's a crazy trader here that is absolutely exploding. This is red on. You know, he's up 180%. He's basically moving us in ranking. So we're ranking 8. So we're in the top 10 for the moment, but it's going to be very, very volatile, of course, in the coming days. Now, you still have 10 days to join, guys. Even though the competition has started, you have 10 days. The link is down below in the description if you want to join that team. There is something good. If you join the team in the next coming 10 days, you have a 30% discount. Okay, you need to open a ticket in the Discord to get into the Legends Masterclass, where you do have those modules on how we trade. 30% discount if you join the World Series of Trading team. Let's dive in here straight into Bitcoin, guys, because the question is, hey, this is looking very choppy. It is very bearish. We are trending down for the last few weeks. So are we going to capitulate? Are we going to go to 28, 27K? I want to let you know this chart over here that we were talking about the last few days, it is extremely important, guys. This is something that we have been talking about. We're talking about it today. It is important to note that we are getting rejected from this point on the DXY. Don't come to me in the next coming days that this hasn't been mentioned, because we talk about it many days, all right? The possibility here of a rejection in between today, tomorrow, right? The next couple of days, because the more sideways we go here, the more chances there is for a large rejection. This is a descending wedge on the DXY. We do have a large volume node here, as you can see. We are hitting the 618 Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low. The DXY is creating lower highs still, okay? So the chances here in rejection from this high volume node and the resistance of the descending wedge is very much possible for a major drop, guys. This drop could take a few days right in between this week and next week. So we need to be ready for this. The reason why Bitcoin is holding this range over here is because it's the value area high of this trading zone, right? We got into a few bounces here for the last 1 to 2 weeks from these lows, making some pretty nice profits. And now, are we going to hold this level? It does look like that we're forming kind of a bottom formation. So it's very important to note, hey, DXY starts dropping here from this range, losing this high volume node on the volume profile. It's going to be such a clear sign, guys, that Bitcoin will likely start claiming the last lower highs. So the possibility here in claiming this high, okay, this lower high, and this one right over here is very, very possible. This might take a few days. It might take 4 or 5 days, right, going to the end of the week. We just need to be very, very, very cautious with the scenarios and the trading setups. So it still has a large opportunity. Let's focus here on the lower time frames, okay? Because this level is pretty strong. It does look like it is forming a very choppy diamond reversal pattern, okay? It's not the most beautiful. It's not really a tradable pattern, but basically you can see that large spike in the middle, and this is what could potentially be happening here. Now, the overall target here is the width, okay, of this massive volatile move that we had in the middle. So if we were to move to the upside, it does look like that 30,400 range could be claimed, guys. This area over here, which I think is a very strong rejection level. A lot of people think this is not going to happen. It is bearish. You know, there's no volatility for the last few days. This is boring. Bitcoin's not going to do that. Hey, volatility will come very, very soon, especially if the DXY starts rejecting here heavily. I would like to see another couple of days here and something very similar to what happened right there, guys. Okay, this is proven technical analysis. High volume node right there, lower high resistance, consolidation, we reject and we move down. Same thing is happening. We got lower high resistance, not more momentum happening here for the last few days. We're hitting a high volume node. We're hitting resistance here from lower highs. The possibility we are consolidating, as you can see, this could end up rolling down. Now you can see here, this was around about 7 days of consolidation at the high volume node, as you can see on the chart. So a few days here more, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday at this level where the high volume node is going to give us that high chance on moving down. So we want to be ready, being very defensive on the possibility of Bitcoin getting that reversal. Okay. Now, how can I trade this? You know, Andy, if I miss the long scenario here or the long scenario right over here that we talked about a few days ago in the Legends community, where we did have that Gartley pattern, we were hitting the 7-8 Fibonacci when this pivot low to the pivot high here. It was the naked point of control from this consolidation. You know, this was pretty good, a pretty good long position. So is it good to long here? My answer to this, you know, maybe with a little bit of low leverage, if we do gain some power here, then obviously it will be good. But overall, longing at this current point is a little bit dangerous. You want to try and long here the bottoms, you know, where we're creating these swing failure patterns or hitting some very strong levels. Right now, it's just consolidating at this range. Something important to note. We are at the value area low of this trading range. As you can see here with the fixed volume profile, we're just dancing around here at the value area low of this trading range here for the last 2 weeks. Is this going to hold? I think that, you know, there is a high chance that this could hold. It could also break down, but this is why I want to try and long here from these low levels. So what is the next long setup? You know, is it possible that this low can be claimed and it also going to create a fake breakout? This is what we are paying attention in the Legends community. Yes, we could come down, get that liquidity grab. It looks extremely bearish, but then this is still going to create a higher low right there and we're going to get the bounce. So it's our major level here to pay attention, guys. This is the only thing that I could provide you for a potential long setup. This low over here for a failed breakout if you're not already in a long position like some of the Legends. So that low over here is very possible to be claimed, and for a potential short scenario, or depending on the volume, guys, we need to be paying close attention to the volume, because if we have a large volume spike as the price action is moving up aggressively, well, I'm talking about this level over here for a potential short scenario, okay? Because we range trading. However, I am very much expecting a large move, whether that is to the upside or to the downside. So volume is very important, guys. We need to be ready to read volume. If volume is extremely high, to hit this level over here, where we do have the value area high of this trading zone, well, I'm going to be paying close attention. You know, it's probably not interesting to get into a short, but it's the value area high. It's this high of the range. So maybe a failed breakout and then a massive corrective move is definitely a possibility. How can I get into that trade? Looking at volume. Volume is low. I like it. That means that the bulls have very low steam, okay, on this movement up. With that rejection, if it does happen, then of course could get into a short position at this zone over here, okay? So it's the levels inside of the range, guys. Not much volatility is happening, but volatility will come very, very soon. So like I said, these are the two levels inside of this range, this low over here, this high over here, for either a potential long setup if the breakdown is not going to be strong. Remember, I want to see that rejection. I want to see that low taken and coming back up as soon as we get above that level, being very defensive with my risk, okay, with my capital. So that is a potential long setup. This is a potential short setup. We need to be paying close attention to those rejections, to the volume, because if volume is extremely high, for example, coming up to this level, and we have massive spikes in volume, I will not be interested in shorting this level, and I would be looking for much higher levels, okay? Something that I'm paying attention here, the DXY is going to be absolutely key in the next couple of days, because that rejection getting beneath this high volume node, whether that is going to be tomorrow or on Wednesday, is going to give us that green light that, yes, guys, we are going to go to $29,600 and even $30,400, okay? All of these lower highs, there is a lot of liquidity sitting at this zone. And this is what I am expecting if the DXY is going to drop, guys, that liquidity is going to be claimed. Just like the long position that we got in right over here, very much expecting all of these lower highs to be claimed with that massive runner. There are some people here a few days ago in the legends getting into that long and taking most of profits here at 29,600 range, claiming all of these lower highs. So something very similar could happen. The series of lower highs can be claimed if the DXY were to start dropping aggressively in the coming days, okay? Very solid information here provided. Of course, if the DXY continues pumping, right, doesn't consolidate here in the coming days and starts pumping here to this high volume node, then we'll be analyzing the situation. Then the possible drop of Bitcoin is very, very possible to claim that 28,500. 28,500 claimed. Then, of course, we are looking also for that failed breakout. This is still a large level of support. It was proven to be resistance. We got the 50% Fibonacci from the pivot low here in June from the start of this major pump. 50%. It could be a fake out from these lows. We are paying close attention to see what kind of price action is created here, as it is a strong level of resistance that could turn into support. If we consolidate and manage to fail to break to lower levels, then it might be a great longing opportunity. Remember, guys, World Series of Trading, it is live at the moment. We are ranked 8 as I'm recording this video out of 857 teams. It's almost double from last year. Doing pretty good. Of course, this is going to be very volatile. I think we'll be losing ranking, going back up. Okay, it's just the start. This is almost 3 weeks of competition. It ends on the 27th of August, if I'm not mistaken. You got the link down below in the description, guys. Make sure to join the legends as well if you want those daily updates. We've got a great community. We're talking about different setups. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.